All right, here we go. All right, so as everybody can see, the topic for the class today is Welcome to Our Abode. Why did I choose this topic? I know that probably everybody who got the invite was like, huh? That's kind of a weird topic. Well, Abode is what we're going to be talking about. It's a new line that just came out from doTERRA, and it is amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I know the only person that's on this Zoom that has it is Lou, because I saw his little unpacking, and so he's been using it. And Lou is going to chime in during this class as well. Yeah, there he is. Everybody sees Lou there. So he's going to be, from time to time, he might interrupt me, and that's fine. Lou, you have permission to interrupt me if you need to. But he's going to be talking a little bit about some of these products as well. But what I wanted to do, and the whole reason for this particular class that I've got today, is that I really want to just to get everybody. Get a visual on the new products that are coming out, because this new product line is just amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands on it myself. All right, so this is the Abode line. We're going to go through each one of these products one by one. I'm not going to give a comprehensive overview, except for just a few little things. So what is the Abode line? It's a line of natural home care and cleaning products that are simple and effective. It includes a multi-purpose cleaner, dish soap, dishwasher pods, laundry pods, and hand soap and lotion. And we're going to talk about each one of these products briefly. So we've got the Abode multi-purpose spray. Okay, this is going to be so easy to use. You're just going to take that little that bottle there that says multi-purpose. It's actually just a small bottle, and you pour it in this little sprayer, which you purchase these. There's a line of spray bottles and bottles that you're going to purchase, and it's going to kind of be like a one-time purchase. And then these are you would just dump this multi-purpose in that spray bottle, fill the rest of it up with water. But the Abode line is a blend of lime, Litsea, cassia, lemon eucalyptus, tea tree, arbor vitae, kochi eucalyptus, cilantro, lavandin, and lemon myrtle. Okay. There's also thymol, which adds an extra cleaning punch. Okay. So this particular multi-purpose spray is sold as a concentrate. And the reason why is because doTERRA is trying to minimize the unnecessary shipments of water. Why are they just shipping water, right? So if they can give it to us in a concentrate, it reduces the packaging, it reduces the shipping costs, it reduces the carbon, all of the things that, that happen with shipping to the environment. And so doTERRA is trying to do their part to take care of the environment. So there's also an Abode dish soap. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. It's an extra strength dish soap. It's infused with the Abode, with the ingredients that I had just talked about. But the dish soap has an additional oil, and that's grapefruit. And why grapefruit? Because grapefruit has been known to be able to power through grease. Okay. So it's sold in an aluminum bottle, which again, we were talking about the environment, very easily recyclable. Okay. So you would just use it the same way that you use any other dish soap. And this bottle is actually beautiful. It has two different caps on it. It has the pump, and then it also has, it's just like where you would just turn it over, and it gives you a measured type of a dose. All right. And then there's the dishwasher pods. This is another awesome product, right? So convenient. You just throw one of those pods in your dishwasher, just like you would any other dishwasher pod. And I cannot wait to see how it works on the dishes, because it's always been, a question that I had is that, I mean, some of these products, I mean, you know, it's poison if you take it inside your body, but yet you're putting it all over your dishes that you're putting your food on, that you're eating, and it's going inside of your body, right? So it's, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it just doesn't seem right. So anyway, these dishwasher pods are going to be a game changer. Now there's also laundry pods. Okay, same thing. It's got that Abode, that wonderful Abode blend. We're going to talk a little bit more about that Abode blend too. But just, you know, how easy. Now, I know most of us are using the On Guard laundry soap, right? Now, this is not necessarily a replacement because we can still use that On Guard soap, but I cannot wait to smell this Abode, right? That's always been something for me is, you know, I'm always self-conscious about the way my clothes or my towels, especially my towels, you know, for guests and things. I just cannot wait to see how this smells. And then there's also the Abode hand soap and then the hand lotion. Again, you know, using these, I mean, they actually look beautiful, the bottles. So again, they're just trying to reduce, you know, the shipping. It's everything is going to start coming out in different type of packaging. So doTERRA is definitely doing their part. All right, let's see. Okay, so why Abode? All right, so I'm going to be talking for just a little bit. This is going to be a little wordy the next couple slides, but what I just kind of want to explain some things as you know, look at that beautiful essential oil blend and what exactly is in there. A common misconception, okay, is that you have to use harsh chemicals to clean your house. That is not so. That is not so at all, because harsh chemicals, just think what you're putting on your floors is going on your feet. If you're like me, I like to walk around barefoot, or let's say you have a baby and the baby's crawling around on the floor and picking things up off the floor. Of course, we know with babies, what do? They put everything in their mouth, right? So to know that you're cleaning your house with something that doesn't have all of these, you know, these toxic chemicals and things, that's the purpose of this whole Abode cleaning line. Okay, our home is an ecosystem and we should feel good about the products that we are putting into our homes, right? So you can either continue to bring those toxins into your home to keep it clean, or you can choose an alternative path. Okay, I personally, I like the way that doTERRA's products, you know, in particular the On Guard, which is what I use, to be smelling that, as opposed to, I remember when I used to clean my home, I would, you know, spray the tub with the bleach and I'd run out of the bathroom, right? Turn on the fan, shut the door and run out of the bathroom because I know that those products are dangerous for me to be breathing in, but imagine being able to freely breathe what you're cleaning your house with, right? And not only freely breathe, but also it be something that's actually doing good for you as well. And so that's exactly the case with this Abode line. So the reality is having a brilliantly clean home doesn't have to come at the cost to your health. So the Abode line, it's non-toxic. From the clean green ingredients to sustainable packaging, every aspect of Abode was created with meticulous intentionality. And that's so with every product from doTERRA. And this convention, if you have not been able to listen in on any of the convention, the talks and all of that, you're definitely missing out. It was an absolute, I mean, obviously I wasn't there. I'm here in Georgia, but what I did was I did pay for access to be able to, you know, to view convention, and I can watch it over and over as many times as I want all the way through to the end of September. So if anybody is interested in watching with me, just let me know. Abode products are just as effective as the products that you're going to find on the shelves, with the exception of the fact that you can freely breathe these products, okay? And it's actually going to be smelling wonderful. Like I said, I cannot wait to smell. I mean, I could just tell what it's going to be smelling like, because some of these are absolutely my favorite. Tea tree, I absolutely love the smell. I put tea tree in my hair when I when I take a shower, and I love Arbor Vitae. That is got to be one of my favorite smells in the whole world. All right, so the power of Abode. Imagine being able to clean without the worry of the products, right? And a lot of us, we actually make homemade products, right? But imagine the ease of this Abode line, that you don't have to worry about, the measuring and the mixing and all of that kind of stuff, right? So the Abode line is natural. It's a modern signature style for your home. And Abode products are just effective products that you are normally forced to use, right? Because as of now, we're forced. When we go to the grocery store, you got your choice: Ajax, Lysol, Mr. Clean, right? I mean, you've got your choice of products. It's not looking good, right? You look at the back of that, and even some of the more natural, Mrs. Myers and things like that. If you look at the back, there are products in there that are just not good. And I am just so happy that doTERRA came out with this line, because I know that this is really, really important in the world that we live in today. Now, sustainability. I thought this was really, really interesting, some of the statistics here. So rather than relying on single-use plastics, right? When you think about it, how many plastic bottles do we throw away, right? I know my mom, she saves, pretty much, she's from the generation where they saved everything, so she's got a bottle every size, shape, but my kids fuss at me when I do that. So, I'm trying not to be a pack rat in that way. But a lot of times we're throwing these bottles away, right? They're single-use bottles, water bottles, single use, right? Rather than relying on single-use plastics to and dispense products, Abode features beautiful, highly durable glass bottles. Okay, and I'm going to show those bottles again. They're brushed metal pumps. So even the pumps are not plastic, cheap plastic. You buy them once, you use the concentrates, and you refill those pouches to fill and refill them. Okay, so even the shipping is they're trying to reduce the amount of shipping, so boxes can be smaller, right? So doTERRA is just really committed to to this sustainability and the environment and things. But the packaging that you reuse can be recycled. Glass and aluminum are used extensively throughout the Abode line and were intentionally chosen. They're actually lined with something that the aluminum won't leach into the oils. And Lou could probably talk more on that. So when the time comes to, that we eventually do retire them, we can recycle them easily, right? So in nearly 75% of all aluminum produced in the United States has been recycled and is use. I thought that was actually really interesting, that statistic there. Now, where plastic had to be used, we chose recyclable pouches that are 70% more efficient to transport than hard-sided packaging. So like I say, the boxes that doTERRA ships to us are going to be smaller, and that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing for many reasons. So that extra care taken to make this line sustainable means you can feel confident bringing these products into your home. So you don't have to choose between what you want or what you like and then what's good for the planet, right? You can actually have both. Okay. So again, welcome to your new abode. And I cannot wait for this to come into my home, a home that's greener and cleaner. Okay. So here are the things that we're trading in. Okay. And the products that are on the market, they have things such as parabens, formaldehyde, PEGs, dyes, triclosan, synthetic fragrances or phthalates, silicones, petroleum-derived ingredients, and propylene glycol, bad stuff. And here's what we got. Certified pure, tested grade essential oil. I mean, what a trade-off, right? What a trade-off. Simple ingredients of the highest quality. As we know, doTERRA, there is not a brand of essential oils that has a higher quality, that is more tested than doTERRA. And doTERRA, Lou will probably speak on that in a little bit. So clean never felt so good. So this doTERRA Abode line is definitely something that is going to be a game changer. I know, like I say, I can't say this enough. I cannot wait to get my hands on this convention kit, because the doTERRA Abode line is found in this convention kit. Okay, so this kit is going to be available October 1st. Although some people were able to, I missed it. I saw that it was available. I wanted to order it, but I literally just placed an order. So I was like, and I was kind of waiting, and then it got sold out. But it's going to be available to all of us again on October 1st. So now, what is in this kit? What is in this kit? I'm so excited. The very first thing is the thing that I'm the most excited about. I mean, I really want that Abode line, but I am really excited about the Madagascar Vanilla. I cannot wait to get my hands on Madagascar Vanilla. And to know that Lou has it and I don't, I'm very jealous of that. But look at what's in this kit. Madagascar Vanilla, Copaiba Touch, Tulsi, which is a holy basil. There's many varieties of basil essential oil, and holy basil is a wonderful and very, very superior form of basil. And so I even learn more about this particular type of basil. Now, at one time we did, and I have Tulsi, but now it's available all the time as a regular oil. So there's Abode oil. There's doTERRA On Guard chewable tablets. We were talking a little bit about that last night. This to me is a huge thing. You give this to people, everybody wants to, avoid getting COVID, right? Give them these. This is really, really good. It's the doTERRA On Guard Plus, okay? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Deep Blue Stick. Then the whole Abode line, Osmanthus Touch. How do you say that, Lou? Hooga? Then there's a sensitive skin carrier oil blend. And I've got the ingredients in there later on in this presentation. Say that, Lou?
You were wondering how to pronounce that Hygge?
Yeah.
Hooga.
Hooga. Thank you, Lou. Hooga. That's kind of fun to even say. All right. And then there's the body carrier oil blend. I've got the ingredients in that later on in the presentation. And then, of course, new oil stickers. All right, let's go. All of the following slides are the courtesy of Best Life Essential Oils. So this woman, she went through with every single convention kit oil, and she gave a little graphic of each. So they are courtesy of her. So we're going to talk about this Evolve Connection 2021 Convention Kit. All right, so this is probably the highlight of the kit is the Abode. And this is a brand new blend, and it is going to be big. Okay, what is in it? I did very quickly say the ingredients, but I'm going to say it a little slower now. Lemon, arbor vitae, tea tree, lime, eucalyptus, cassia, cilantro, litsea, lavandin, lemon myrtle, and kochi eucalyptus. Now, they didn't just throw these oils in here just willy-nilly. There's reason for each one of these oils that's in this beautiful blend. I'm hoping that Lou might talk a little bit about it, but they chose these oils for specific reasons because of the properties that each of these oils possess. And Lou might be able to speak on that.
Sure.
Go ahead, Lou.
These were used, doTERRA does so much science. They study the primary constituents within each oil. They were looking to create something similar to On Guard without it being On Guard. And so by looking at the constituents of each oil, they were able to say, okay, we want this oil because it's antibacterial, this oil because it's antifungal, This because it's known for a respiratory. And that is basically how they pieced together oil by oil and came up with this blend. And not that it replaces On Guard, it now creates something fresh, wholesome that you would enjoy smelling, because it does have a sweetness to it. And yet it has an incredible, amazing effect like On Guard does when you diffuse it. And that is why they specifically chose each of these oils. We're going to learn a lot more about them, but the Abode is simply a way to bring On Guard Super Plus into your home without having to understand oils, if that helps.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, Lou. I do appreciate that. So yeah, so we'll be learning more and more as you know, as the information gets out there. But just suffice it to say that doTERRA does not do anything without carefulness, right? There's intentional, or I guess the word would be intentionality, right, behind everything that doTERRA does. Okay, so this particular line and this particular blend is going to be really, really big for all of us. I know, like I say, I cannot wait, because to me, what this is going to do for me is it's going to give me the ability to replace more of the bad and to bring in more of the good, because there are some things that I just don't know how to do. Like I can't make dishwasher detergent, right? Some people can, but I can't. Well, now I don't have to worry about it. We've got it. doTERRA is delivering it to our home now. Laundry soap, all of these things that, I mean, there are some people that are really good for, do it yourself. I'm just not one of those people, right? So this is a game changer for people like me. Alrighty, so here's the Hygge new blend. I cannot wait to smell this, because look at the ingredients: wild orange, cedarwood and frankincense together. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's going to be powerful. Myrrh. Wow. Vetiver. I mean, this is going to be my nighttime oil, right? Oh, I just cannot wait. Amyris. Never smelled amyris. Never smelled cistus. Never smelled tonka bean. And of course, all of us have smelled vanilla, because vanilla is in some of the oils that we have, such as cheer and others. I believe Serenity also has vanilla in it. So this is going to be a wonderful blend. It's coming out at a great time, right? The cozy blend. All right, now then.
I got to interrupt. I wish they would have called this the happy blend instead of the cozy blend. There's a gentleman named Cesar, I don't remember his last name, a scientist from France, and he is one of only 1,000 people on the planet that supposedly has the ability to discern or decipher through different scents. He sat down and spent, how many weeks he spent doing this, but he was able to put this blend together to make specifically an emotional, satisfying, happy feeling after smelling these oils. So this really was by one scientist who was very special in perfumist for aromatics. And he basically built this blend, and everybody at doTERRA is astonished with the emotional reaction that they felt after smelling this being diffused. So think of it as the happy blend, because it will make you happy. I've used it already in the diffuser, and we love this.
Wow, Lou, I'm going to have to come to your house and sample. I don't know if I can wait till October. Okay.
I'll send you a sample.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Okay, so that's the Hygge blend. I have to think about how to say that. All right, now we got Deep Blue. Now this is amazing. Okay, it's the same Deep Blue, but there's a couple things with this. For one, It's in a super convenient stick. You do not have to get it on your hands. Now, anybody who uses Deep Blue knows the golden rule, right? After you've used Deep Blue, rubbed it on wherever you got to rub it, go and wash your hands, right? Because you're going to inadvertently touch your eyes, touch your nose, you know, and you just got to be really careful because Deep Blue is a very, very powerful, and you know, we probably all got it in places that you know, we don't want to get it. And here's an example. So I was putting it, I've gotten, which you can't see, the area where my recent you know, issue was in my lungs. And so I ran out of helichrysum, and I since have found that I had helichrysum touch, but helichrysum, and I think I talked about this the last class, helichrysum is known to dissolve blood clots. That's why it's very, very good to put it on your legs with cypress and lemon. Zena, you know, talks about that. But anyway, I was putting it, you know, in this area, but I did, like I said, I didn't have helichrysum, or I didn't know that I had it. So Deep Blue has helichrysum. And so I was rubbing the Deep Blue. Well, I accidentally got it under my arms. And I mean, that's a sensitive area. You might not want to put Deep Blue under your arms. And I realized that. So what I'm saying, though, my whole point in that is just everybody has had some type of a, you know, oopsie, you know, with Deep Blue. Well, this is making it to where you can actually control the application a lot easier. But the real good thing about this is the fact that they have put copaiba in with the original Deep Blue blend, because they have found that using copaiba along with Deep Blue aids in the pain relief. Now, not only did they do this, but doTERRA has now been able to, and you're going to hear more of this coming out you know, in the future months. doTERRA now is allowed to make certain claims on their products, whereas before we were, you know, it was always, you know, well, this has not been evaluated by the FDA, and so we can't make any claims, and it might do this and it might do that, and I'm always non-compliant, right? And I'm not the only one. I had no idea how non-compliant. Who is it, Lou? Was Corey? How he talks about, you know, his non-compliant claims of the oils and things. But so with Deep Blue, we can make some of those claims. Okay, this does deliver relief, arthritis, sprains, strains, bruises, backaches, those types of things, right? And so this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful addition to the doTERRA family. And it was literally dropping from the sky at the convention. I thought that was just unbelievable, just so neat. Literally, this Deep Blue product was coming down in these little mini parachutes, and people were gathering them. I mean, hundreds of them were just falling from the sky. It was just so, so beautiful. They were just giving these out at convention. Anyway,
If I could just point out on the Deep Blue stick,
sure.
You'll on the labeling on the back side, it will show an active ingredient, menthol, which is the primary active ingredient that we smell that causes the reaction to our bodies when we use the product. And the way they labeled it is why we are now allowed to speak. And we finally learned the secret with the FDA of how things need to be labeled, so then you could speak about them in terms of saying the word pain. So that really is the primary reason. Is it took a while for doTERRA to figure out how to be able to make these claims. So by adding the active constituent on the labeling, then allows you to speak of what that ingredient, what that product does. Okay, I'll go silent.
Okay, no, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate you joining in. All righty, copaiba touch. Now, you know, this might not be big for some people, and other people it might be very big, because people who use copaiba love copaiba. Okay. And so it's very, very good for anything skin. Okay. Anything skin, but it's also very good for pain. It's very good for so many things. And, you know, we'll be learning more about Copaiba in the upcoming months. But, you know, Copaiba touches and services and supports so many body systems. All right. So, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Copaiba. Madagascar Vanilla. Again, I love the fact that it comes from Madagascar. Madagascar, along with Haiti, is the poorest country. And what doTERRA is doing for this country just warms my heart. And just, it's like, I want to buy from doTERRA because I know what doTERRA is doing in Madagascar, as well as what they're doing in Haiti. But I just cannot wait to smell it. I cannot wait to taste it. And so they actually gave everybody a little sachet of it at the convention, and everybody was opening it and they said that the energy in there are thousands of people in this arena here that they were at. And they said that the energy, they went down a notch. Everybody just started to relax. And so I just cannot wait. And that's what it's told to do. It creates a comforting, relaxing atmosphere. I can't wait to add it into my coffee. I think it's going to be awesome. Okay, Osmanthus. Again, in a touch form. I cannot wait to try this as well. I've been using roller bottles more now than ever before. Whatever I want to smell like, I roll it on, and I enjoy the roller bottles. I never really used to find a whole lot of use for them, but I have been now, only because I want to be smelling them all the time. All right, we talked a little bit about holy basil. Lou, I don't know if you have anything to say about holy basil. It was definitely highlighted at the convention by Dr. Hill, and he was talking about just the varieties of basil and how this particular basil offers so many benefits in our body. And so he was definitely highlighting the fact that now this is a regular oil. We did have this at one time, and some of us actually got this Tulsi. I have it in my box. But now it's going to be a regular offering at doTERRA. Lou, did you have anything on that?
It's funny you say that, because we have the bottle of Tulsi that we were able to purchase last year. And in all honesty, we really haven't used it much because we weren't aware what it can actually do. But I've come to find that, or listening to Dr. Hill, there's literally hundreds of varieties and species of basil. And when they started doing testing across the board, they found that what is the primary constituent in the sweet basil is almost non-existent in many other basils. And the other basils would have other higher constituents, which were really not desired. And what's funny is how yet basil tastes like basil throughout the varieties, but chemically, they're so different. And evidently, sweet basil offers the primary constituent that doTERRA finds to be the most beneficial. And that's why they've chosen this and available now all the time, starting in October. Okay.
All right. That's great. That's great. I know last night we were talking, and one of the questions that, matter of fact, I think she's on this Zoom right now, that one of the questions that she had was, sometimes she said she has a hard time, deciding what to use at doTERRA. She said, because every oil is good for so many different things, right? And so, which is so very true. But then there are oils that are specific to a thing. In other words, if you want to, and I used this example with her last night, like let's say you wanted to target varicose veins. There's an oil there are many oils that you can use: lavender, lemon, helichrysum, cypress. But if you want to be specific, if you want an oil that is the absolute best, Well, you're going to grab cypress, right? Because this oil is just, it's got a powerful punch when it comes to that specific problem, right? And so that's the thing, is that, with a lot of these oils, sometimes we say, wow, it's confusing, right? Because there are so many oils that do so many things. Oftentimes what we want to find is an oil that actually speaks to us. And that has been so true with me. There are oils that actually I gravitate to, right? Frankincense being one of them. It speaks directly to me. Arbor vitae, not everybody likes that smell. Cilantro, I don't like cilantro, but some people absolutely love it, right? So there are oils that are specific because we're all different, right? And so what an oil that might be, it might work very good for you. Somebody else might not really care for that. And so that's the good thing about having a wide variety of oils, is that if you don't like one, you can try another one or use another one. All right, I want to talk a little bit about the new carrier oil blends. This has been something that I've been questioning myself every time I tell people use a carrier oil, and then they're like, well, which one, right? And I always go to the default, fractionated coconut oil, right? FCO. Well, now we've got some choices. Now, the first one is going to be the body carrier oil. Now, Lou might be able to tell a little bit more about if I believe that the straight fractionated coconut oil is still going to be available, but this particular one has got a mixture of ingredients. It has passion fruit, it has jojoba, it has baobab, it has moringa, tocopherol, and sunflower seed oil. So this has got some carrier oils that we might not be used to using. I know I'm not, right? But it's going to be used in much the same way as we would use the fractionated coconut oil. So I'm actually very excited to try this as well. Is there a set? Lou, did you say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, oh, beautiful deer just out my window, black-tailed deer. Sorry. The reason why, again, with doTERRA constantly testing, they have come to find that there are benefits using multiple carrier oils instead of just fractionated coconut oil. And that is why they're introducing one for the body, one for the face. I would think in time, probably within this year, we'll probably see fractionated coconut oil being phased out, or for those that still love it, they might continue to offer it. But I know that these new mix of carrier oils is definitely going to be the future, because everyone can offer you fractionated coconut oil and many can offer you organic, but who can offer you a collection of oils that are found to be more beneficial for the body, for the skin, than what doTERRA is doing because of their tests. And that's why I see this evolving into a multiple carrier product, because there are lots of benefits, specifically for jojoba, that the tocopherols that are being added. These were just things that were not in the fractionated coconut oil that doTERRA has come to learn. There's a lot of benefits by adding other carrier oils. And so we're going to see an evolution of this product as time goes on.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, well, that's great. And one of the things too that I found as I was kind of, I was looking for the ingredients on this, and one of the things that doTERRA provided for us is a map as to where these oils actually harvested from. And I was actually, surprised that there was only a couple of countries that they're harvesting. And one of the interesting things too, along those same lines that they were talking about with at the convention, was it's very interesting how that the great percentage of our oils are actually harvested in I don't know if you call them third world countries, but they're some of the poorest countries on the planet is where we actually are able to make the greatest difference, right? Because of what doTERRA does in these countries, the fair pay that they provide for these farmers. And these are the places where we're getting our oils from, some of the poorest of all countries
We like to think of them as emerging countries, developing countries that, we think of them as third world, and it kind of is demeaning in a sense. So they like to think of it as an emerging country.
Okay.
I don't mean to interrupt, but like what you mentioned about Madagascar, a perfect example is how doTERRA has very quickly become almost the second largest employer of that nation, with the government being the first. They have taken more people out of poverty in Madagascar than the government could ever do. And that's why doTERRA is treated like royalty when they come, because who else can you employ? How many others are you going to be able to help? And that's really what a lot of these countries are looking at doTERRA now is, you're our salvation. We're here to do whatever you say. We want to be part of it, especially Lithuania. That's a whole nother story.
Wow, Lou. Okay, I want to get some more information on that. All right. Well, that's I didn't know that doTERRA is such a large employer like that. I mean, the one thing that I do know is that the more that I learn about what doTERRA does for these countries, the more that I literally fall in love with doTERRA. It's like I want to buy because of the difference that it's making on both sides of the bottle, right? We buy the oils because we like the way that they smell. We like what it does for us. We like all of the benefits that we get, but oftentimes we don't consider what happens on the other side of the bottle before it even gets to us, right? The way that doTERRA has such fair harvesting and growing practices. They give them great compensation. They pay them on time. They build schools. They build clinics. They dig for wells. They do so many great things for these countries. In other words, they leave them better than how they found them, and that is absolutely unbelievable. Not only that, is the sustainability that doTERRA is. We're not just robbing the earth of the natural resources. doTERRA is actually taking the time to replant. They don't over harvest. And a good example of that would be the Hawaiian sandalwood. And that was one of the things that they talked about at convention too. Another thing I had no idea of, right? Why is Hawaiian sandalwood so expensive? It's because doTERRA refuses to over harvest. It's an unbelievable story, actually. And so, the more that I learn about doTERRA's farming and harvesting and distilling practices, the more that I love the company, and the more my loyalty to the company actually is. So anyway, doTERRA makes some really, really big and bold claims, but they can back up those claims that they're making. We are the only company that tests, that can say that our oils are not adulterated, that can say that our oils can continue to be consistent, which is the reason why that doTERRA now is going to begin being able to make that claim that our oils are now pharmaceutical grade. And I know lavender is a for sure, and they're continuing to do all the testing and what they need so that we can do that across the board. Pharmaceutical grade. We are the only essential oil that can make that claim. All right, let's go on to, all righty, the sensitive skin. Okay, so now this is a carrier oil for those with sensitive skin. I never even thought that there was anybody that would need this because I don't have sensitive skin, but a lot of people do. So here you go. The ingredients in this: grapeseed oil, rose hip seed oil, hemp seed oil. Here's the tocopherols again, and sunflower seed oil, right? So, I mean, like I say, if you don't have sensitive skin, you might not even be thinking about that. But if you're on the Zoom and you have sensitive skin, this is going to be a product that you're going to want, in your medicine cabinet. All right. This is, I think, one of the first things that they might have talked about at convention is the chewable tablet. Cannot wait, cannot wait, cannot wait. I know Lou has tried it. Lou might want to say a couple things on this, but we already know that On Guard is great, right? Why? Because of the wild orange, because of the clove, because of the cinnamon, because of the, well, cinnamon leaf and cinnamon bark, because of the eucalyptus, because of the rosemary. We already know that On Guard is great because of those products. But this is what they have added. They put beta glucan to help support and maintain a healthy immune system. They included vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, again, to build and to maintain a strong immune system. There is no sugar. These are vegan friendly, and there is no gluten. So this is a product that everybody can and should be taken, especially at this time in our season. Lou, you might have something to say on this.
Oh, absolutely. This is my number one favorite product that doTERRA has brought out, even more than the Deep Blue Stick. They added the vitamin C, D3, and zinc because that's come to find that because of COVID, these are the three things that our bodies are most deficient of and need more than anything else. So they added that into On Guard. And I got to be honest, it tastes very different to me than On Guard Throat Lozenge, which I eat 2 or 3 a day anyway. But I am switching over now to these chewables. When you first put it in your mouth, don't even try to chew it. It's hard. Give it a minute or two to suck on it in your mouth and it'll soften up and break down. Then you can chew it up. And they say that the dosage is 3 of these a day. So I think of it as morning, noon, and night. And if that's all it takes is to suck on and chew 3 of these to prevent getting illness, particularly COVID, it's a no-brainer. This package is small enough, ladies, fits right into your purse. But if it becomes available October 1st, it'll probably be out of stock October 2nd. We're literally going to be limited probably to 4 or less packages per order. I highly recommend, if you want these in the month of October, order them on the 1st of October.
Yes. Lou, while I'm just remembering, can you answer this question? Because a lot of the ladies on this call have this question. Let's say you're on the LRP program, and you know how you have to do 50 PV in order to accrue points, right? Let's say you purchased, let's just say 25 PV on October 1st. And then you're like, oops, I wanted something else. And you made another purchase of 25 PV on October 2nd. Would both of those add together to give you that 50 PV so you can accrue your points?
No. The answer abruptly is no. It has to be 50 PV within a single order for that order to give you the reward of points. Now, you will get your free shipping. So, I mean, you can make a loyalty reward order for one item, and that can be a $5 item. Your shipping will be reimbursed to you as points, but you won't earn any points off of the purchase. So it is a minimum 50 TV value per order to be able to accrue those LRP points. Okay.
All right. So thank you. Thank you for that, Lou. So I hope that everybody understood what my question was. So when you're on the LRP program, in order to capture points from your order has to be 50 PV, not $50, 50 PV or greater. Okay. And then you'll accrue points at whatever percentage you're at. Okay. Which you go up, from 10 to 15 to 20, 25, and then you max out at 30. So I get 30% of my order. So, but you have to place an order of 50 PV or more in order to get those points. And that's that loyalty, that doTERRA is rewarding you for, hence the term loyalty rewards program. Okay. So one order of 50 PV. So if you're on LRP, then save your order. So like, don't order on the 1st and then order on the 2nd, combine them both to make one order so that you can get those those points. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. If anybody has any questions, you can text me, call me, whatever. But I like the way that Lou explains things, and I always forget the business part of doTERRA. I just love the oils and everything. So Lou is good with the business. Okay. So just understanding that your purchase literally changes lives, just like what I was talking about through the doTERRA Healing Hands and the co-impact sourcing. doTERRA is just a wonderful, wonderful company. Okay. That, you know, with the essential oils, there's a lot of unscrupulous practices, right? There's a lot of corners being cut and all of that. doTERRA doesn't do any of that, right? Their mission is a lot more than just the essential oils, right? Their mission is also to change the world, okay? That's really, you know, what our mission as Christians is as well, right? Our mission is to change the world. Now, I'm not going into, you know, that, but the whole idea of benefiting and doing for other people, for us as Christians, that's an easy, because that's the way that our mind is you know, is geared. But that idea of helping others, to me, it just makes being a part of this company just such a good fit, right? And that's co-impact sourcing and the healing hands. Literally doTERRA, you know, just, I know that they had that recent earthquake in Haiti, and, you know, doTERRA is right there checking on their farmers, making sure everything is good. They were actually sending you know, like the little compact homes, you know, to people who, you know, their homes were lost and things like that. So they do wonderful, wonderful things. Co-impact sourcing. Okay. So it's a partnership, right? It impacts not only doTERRA, but also their farmers, their growers, their distillers. Okay. So it makes everybody happy. And then of course the healing hands. They've got so many different initiatives, whether it's the anti-human trafficking, disaster relief, global health, supporting children, building schools, piping water, empowering women, self-reliance. They provide little micro loans and things to, you know, it's just some wonderful, wonderful things that doTERRA does. So I just wanted to make sure that I included that. But like Lou was talking about, doTERRA is in a process of evolving, okay, of going from good to better to best to I mean, they're just always in this process. Whenever you think that doTERRA is doing, you know, absolutely wonderful and great, they all of a sudden do something that is like, wow, they're doing even better. And then you get used to that. And then they come out with something more. And it's like, wow, they're doing even better. This company it goes through this whole evolving cycle of just getting better and better and better. And that was exactly what this convention was to me. I just, when I went through a lot of the, you know, the talks, the Terra talks. I mean, I'm still listening to some of them as well. They are an unbelievable company. And I'm going to go ahead and end the presentation on that. And let me go ahead and stop the share, and